The second is Psycho so comes a lot. Boyfriend's impress of a most sons the world, but son with bad. Like, so the link to the video will be the description below. Go and check them out. So listen to this vaccine in 3, 2, 1.
The stadium lights blinded me as I pulled Elias close right there on the field. My voice steady despite the chaos.
Yeah.
I'm gay, and he's the man I love, I said into the microphone thrust toward us, changing everything in one heartbeat. The roar that had celebrated our victory seconds earlier turned into stunned silence, then exploded into a wall of flashes and shouts. Elias's hand tightened on my back, warm and solid, the only thing keeping me grounded while cameras captured every angle of our embrace. I had planned the press conference for tomorrow, a quiet announcement after the final whistle. But when the winning goal flew past the keeper and the team rushed me, something inside snapped. No more hiding. No more stolen glances in the locker room or late-night texts that could never say enough. The crowd in the stands shifted like a wave. Some cheering, some booing, phones held high recording the moment that would hit every sports feed by morning. My teammates stood frozen near the center circle. Marcus with his mouth open, Coach Rivera rubbing his forehead like he'd just aged 10 years. I felt Elias's breath against my ear, whispering, "You did it, Jude. We're free now. Free." The word tasted strange after 26 years of locking that truth behind locker room jokes and family expectations. My parents were probably watching from their living room in suburban Chicago, the same house where I'd hidden magazines under my mattress and prayed the coach wouldn't notice how I looked at the new assistant trainer. Reporters swarmed the pitch, security barely holding them back. "Jude Thompson, first openly gay player in the league. How does it feel? Who is he to you? Will the team stand behind you?" Questions flew like penalties I couldn't block. I kept my arm around Elias, his dark hair catching the stadium glow, his brown eyes steady on mine. We had met in college, two kids from different coasts bonding over late-night study sessions and shared dreams of the pros. He became my physical therapist after I signed with the LA Galaxy, our secret growing stronger every season while I scored goals and smiled for sponsors who wanted the All-American straight athlete image. Tonight that image shattered, and I didn't regret a second. Back in the tunnel, the noise dulled to echoes. Coach pulled me aside, voice low. "We'll talk tomorrow, Thompson. Right now the league office is calling." Marcus clapped my shoulder harder than usual. "Dude, you could have warned us, but respect." Some teammates nodded. Others avoided my eyes. The weight of years of locker room banter suddenly heavy between us. Elias waited by the exit, hoodie up against the cool California night. When we reached my car, the first text from my mom lit up the screen. "Call us. Now." My stomach twisted, but Elias squeezed my knee. "One step at a time, remember?" The drive home blurred past palm trees and billboards still showing my face in last season's campaign. Inside the apartment we'd shared in secret for 2 years, Elias made coffee while I stared at the TV replaying the clip on every channel. "World shocked by Galaxy Star's on-field revelation," the ticker read. I laughed, shaky and relieved, pulling him into my lap on the couch. His fingers traced the captain's armband I still wore. "You were brave out there," he said softly. "Scared, but brave." For the first time, I let myself believe it. The night stretched long with quiet talks about what came next. Interviews, sponsors, maybe backlash, but wrapped in his arms, the future felt possible. Morning brought the storm. My phone wouldn't stop vibrating. Agents, teammates, even rival players sending mixed messages. A major sneaker brand already emailed about reassessing partnership. I read it aloud to Elias over breakfast, watching his jaw tighten. "They'll come around," he said, but doubt flickered in his eyes. I kissed his forehead, tasting the salt from last night's celebration. "We face it together." By noon, the viral photo hit. My arms around him on the field, our faces inches apart, pure joy captured in high definition. Comments flooded in. Support from fans, outrage from conservative groups, questions about team chemistry. I turned the phone off and drove us to the beach, the same stretch where we'd first admitted our feelings years ago. Waves crashed while we walked barefoot, hands brushing until I laced our fingers openly. No more hiding. That afternoon my sister called from Chicago, voice cracking. Mom's crying, Dad's pacing. They thought it was a prank. I explained everything. The years
I thought it was a prank. Really? I thought it was a prank. Oh, come now.
of fear, the love I couldn't deny. She listened, then sighed. I always knew, Jude. Just give them time. Elias cooked pasta while I paced the
The sister already knew.
kitchen. The weight of family love and disappointment settling on my shoulders. He didn't push, just handed me a plate and sat close. You're not alone anymore. By evening the league issued a statement of support, but whispers in the group chat hinted at locker room tension. I fell asleep with Elias's head on my chest, the city lights glowing through the blinds, wondering how one moment could rewrite every future I'd imagined. The next training session felt like stepping onto a different planet. The locker room, once my second home, hummed with awkward silence broken only by the clatter of cleats and half-hearted jokes. Marcus avoided my usual stall, choosing the far end. Coach Rivera called a quick meeting, voice firm. We play soccer here. Personal lives stay personal, but Thompson's choice is his. Support him or keep it to yourself. A few guys nodded, others stared at their laces. I changed quickly, heart pounding, and headed to the pitch where Elias waited with the medical kit. His smile grounded me as he taped my ankle, fingers lingering a second longer than professional. They'll adjust, he murmured. You're still the guy who scores the winners. Practice ran hard, sprints and drills pushing sweat into my eyes. Every pass felt scrutinized, every shout from the sidelines heavier. During water break, young defender Kyle pulled me aside. My little brother's gay. Thanks for doing this, man. The words hit like a perfect assist. Small but powerful. Back home, Elias greeted me with takeout and a massage that eased the knots in my back. We talked late into the night about his own coming out to his parents years earlier, how they'd hugged him instead of turning away. Mine will too, I said, hoping it was true. The following days blurred into interviews and damage control. A morning show wanted me and Elias together, but I declined, protecting our privacy. Sponsors wavered. One dropped me quietly while another doubled down with a pride-themed campaign. Social media split down the middle, hashtags of support trending alongside boycott calls. My dad finally called, voice gruff. We raised you right, son. It's not what we expected. The word stung, but I held firm.
The dad say is not what we expected. So what you expect?
I'm still the same Jude who made you proud on the field.
Yeah.
This is just the rest of me. Elias listened on speaker, hand on my knee, his quiet strength the anchor I needed. Team dynamics shifted in subtle ways. During a scrimmage, a hard tackle from backup midfielder Ryan left me winded. He helped me up, muttering, sorry, didn't mean it like that. I brushed it off, but the doubt lingered. Elias noticed my tension that evening, pulling me onto the balcony overlooking the city. You're carrying the weight for all of us who couldn't, he said. We watched the sunset paint the sky orange, his head on my shoulder, the simple touch reminding me why I'd risked everything. Midweek brought the first away game since the announcement. The opposing crowd chanted slurs mixed with cheers, but my teammates formed a tighter circle during warm-ups. Marcus even cracked a joke about my new fan club. On the field, I channeled the noise into fuel, scoring twice in a gritty 3-2 win. Post-match, Elias waited in the tunnel, and for the first time publicly I hugged him without hesitation. The photo made rounds again, this time with more positive comments. Driving back to the hotel, he laughed softly. You're changing the game, Jude. Back in LA, family tension peaked when my parents flew in unannounced. Dinner at our apartment started stiff. Dad avoiding eye contact, Mom fidgeting with her napkin. Elias served lasagna, his calm presence easing the air. We love you, Mom finally said, tears rising. We just need time to understand. Dad nodded slowly.
You need time to understand. Understand what? Understand that you son is gay. So
Seeing you happy on TV, that kiss. It was real. The admission cracked something open in me. Later, alone with Elias, I whispered thanks against his neck. The road ahead still stretched long, but pieces were falling into place. League meetings followed, lawyers and PR teams dissecting every angle of my contract. Elias sat beside me in the conference room, professional mask in place as team therapist, though his foot pressed mine under the table. No clauses broken, the league rep concluded, but expect media scrutiny. Relief washed over me until I stepped into the locker room and found my captain's armband missing from my locker. Coach explained it was temporary rotation, but the message felt clear. Teammates split into camps, supporters like Kyle offering fist bumps, skeptics keeping distance. During film study, Ryan muttered about distractions, loud enough for me to hear. I confronted him later in the parking lot. If my truth bothers you, say it to my face. He backed down, mumbling an apology, but the crack in team unity lingered. Elias and I escaped to a quiet hike in the hills. The city sprawled below like a map of my old life. They fear what they don't understand, he said, sharing water from his bottle. I thought of my dad's hesitant hug at the airport, my sister's supportive texts. Growth wasn't linear, I realized. Back at practice, a new sponsor deal arrived. A major sports drink company wanting the face of authenticity. The validation felt good, yet hollow without full team buy-in. A surprise visit from my college roommate turned tense when he admitted selling an old photo of Elias and me to a tabloid. Betrayal burned hot. I needed the money, he shrugged. Elias talked me down from confronting him publicly, reminding me of the bigger picture. That night we sat on the floor surrounded by old yearbooks, laughing through memories until the pain eased. His patience taught me forgiveness wasn't weakness. The next home game brought record attendance. Fans waved rainbow flags mixed with team colors. I scored the opener, pointing to Elias in the family section afterward. The embrace after the whistle felt natural now, cameras flashing approval. In the locker room, Marcus pulled me aside. I was wrong to pull away. You're still my brother on the field. Small steps, but each one built momentum. Elias met me at the car with flowers, simple daisies from the market. For the man who's teaching the world to see clearly. Family video calls improved. Mom asked about Elias's favorite meals. Dad inquired about upcoming matches. The conversations carried awkward pauses, yet warmth grew. Elias's parents sent a care package from New York, welcoming me officially. The contrast highlighted my own parents' struggle, pushing me to bridge the gap with patience. Travel for an East Coast road trip tested everything. Hotel rooms felt lonelier without Elias, who stayed behind for team medical duties. Late-night calls replaced stolen kisses, his voice the only comfort against mounting media pressure. A conservative commentator called me a distraction to the league, sparking online petitions. I scrolled through hate comments until Elias's text stopped me. Delete the app. Remember who you are. Back in LA, a locker room incident escalated when a new signing refused to shower at the same time. Coach intervened, but the tension spread. I confronted the group in a rare emotional speech. I've bled for this jersey. My love life doesn't change my passes or my heart on the field. Silence followed, then slow claps from Kyle and Marcus. The moment shifted dynamics, small alliances forming. Elias celebrated with me over dinner, his laugh filling the apartment like sunlight. My parents returned for a weekend visit, this time staying at our place. Awkward hugs turned into real conversations around the table. Dad admitted, "Seeing you two together, it's not what I pictured, but you're happier than I've seen in years." Mom hugged Elias tightly. The acceptance wasn't complete, yet it was progress that healed old wounds. Elias and I walked them to the airport, hands linked openly, the California sun warm on our backs. A betrayal from within the organization surfaced when an anonymous source leaked private texts to the press. Headlines screamed, "Galaxy Insider exposes Thompson romance." Anger flared, but Elias reminded me of our truth. We held a joint interview, calm and honest, turning the narrative positive. Sponsors returned, fans rallied. The experience taught
Good.
resilience I never knew I possessed. Mid-season slump hit hard,
Me too.
losses piling up,
Slump.
whispers blaming my distraction. I doubted
Really?
myself on the field, missing easy chances. Elias noticed, pulling me into long talks on the balcony. You're
Okay.
carrying more than goals now. His
Really?
words sparked a breakthrough training session where I poured everything into every drill. Teammates responded, Marcus organizing extra sessions. Slowly, the team unified around me. Family crisis peaked when my younger cousin posted homophobic comments online tagging me.
What?
My sister mediated, leading to a raw family Zoom where I shared my full journey. Tears flowed, apologies exchanged. Elias sat beside me silently supportive. The reconciliation lifted a weight I hadn't realized I carried. A rival team's player reached out privately, admitting his own struggles.
It's
Our
on target.
conversation reminded me of the bigger impact. On the field, I scored a hat trick in front of a sold-out crowd waving pride flags. Post-match, Elias waited on the sideline. The embrace felt like victory itself. Media fatigue set in with endless requests, but I learned to set boundaries. Elias and I stole a weekend getaway to Big Sur, hiking trails where no cameras followed. There, under redwoods, he proposed with a simple ring. Not for show for us. I said yes through happy tears. The season finale brought everything full circle. We clinched playoffs in a thriller, the stadium electric with support. In the final seconds, I assisted the winner, then found Elias on the pitch amid celebrations. The kiss that followed was captured again, this time met with thunderous applause. Teammates lifted us both, the team fully behind me.
Really?
Family watched from the stands, waving rainbow scarves. My parents hugged Elias like a son afterward. Sponsors lined up. The league honored me with an inclusivity award. The journey from secret fear to open pride had reshaped me, teaching that courage ripples outward. Elias and I stood on the balcony that night, city lights twinkling, rings glinting. We made it, he whispered. True or false? Coming out publicly always leads to greater freedom than staying hidden?
Sometimes. Sometimes it comes out really bad. Yeah. Sometimes it comes out really good. Sometimes it comes out really bad. So yeah. Sometimes you should water that. Water that, yeah. Because sometimes it comes out good. Sometimes it comes out bad. So yeah. There was circle comes a lot. Blueprints impulse of a must send the world by send with bad. The link to the video will be in the description below. Go and check them out. And pop a like if you like, and comment below if you want to see more reaction like this one. And subscribe if you're new, and click the post so you can be notified when I upload and when the post and go live in my bad. Wow.